Good afternoon, year three. I hope you're all well and have had a good lesson set this morning with your English, your maths, and your reading. Today, what we're going to be thinking about in science is the sun, really, all in all. We're going to be thinking about the sun as a light source, and we're going to identify the difference between light and night and day. So we're going to stop and we're going to think about how we can understand the difference between night and day and what that affects us doing. To be successful today, we're going to understand the impact the sun has. And we're going to understand what dawn and dusk are and think about those language points. And we're going to consider what we can do with and without light. Okay? So we should, a lot of this will feel like it's not science, it's just common sense. And that's great because lots of common sense underpins our scientific understanding and vice versa of the world. Right, first little job. What I'd like you to do, and you've got this on your sheet, is the six sentences there, the six statements. And some of them are correct and some of them are incorrect. What I'd like you to do, first things first, sort them into correct ones, sort them into incorrect ones. And can you pause your video while you do that, please? You pause it. Good stuff. Last few seconds on this. Okay, let's see how we've got on then. Okay, it's correct that light travels in a straight line. If you remember our box from last week, we couldn't see around parts of the box and the teddy bear couldn't be seen in the top of the loft due to the fact that the light doesn't curve round corners. It just goes in that straight line. Can't see without light. Light is what you need to be able to see. The moon is not a light source. If you remember, the sun's power reflects off the moon. The sun's light reflects off the moon, and that is what we see in the sky, the sun's light reflecting off the moon. The sun is, though, a source of light, and frying pans like the moon reflect light rather than actually producing their own. It's the same with other metallic objects that we might look at. So if we see something shining, it tends to be that it's reflecting something shining. For example, a ring or something. It's a shiny ring. It's not actually shining on its own. It's reflecting the light that other things are causing. And then plants do need light to grow. Most plants need light to grow. Okay, that's part of that process of photosynthesis. Okay, hopefully you got those right. Well done if you did. Good job, and hopefully you've recapped some learning. Now, think about the difference today between night and day. Okay, so in the night and dark, we know, really simply, and in daytime it is light. And the reason for that, and this is where I'd like you to see if you've got a torch or something, is you've got your light source. And you can see my light source is a little blue torch. Whatever your light source can be is great, okay? And we've got a light source. It might just be that you have a window, okay? Because you can see on my face at the moment it's light, and that's daylight. It's not a special light system going on in my house, okay? But you can see light coming onto my face, okay? And that's because of the sun, okay? Because it's daytime. Okay, and in the daytime, what we're able to do is we're able to see because we've got light. Okay, and it's all to do with the sun. Okay? It's the most powerful light source that we have is the sun. Okay, and what happens is and this is where you might want to have an orange. If you've got an orange, that'd be great. Now, if you've got a grown up there, even better. I've got a little axis here. It's called an axis. It's something which we spin on. Now, the world doesn't actually have a stick sticking through it. A stick's quite useful so that we understand what's going on. Now, I've got my little world, and what I'll do is I'll draw a little map of Britain in the middle of the world, and therefore in the middle of Britain, I've got Birmingham. Okay, so just there you can see it's my really, really bad picture of Britain. Okay, we've got Britain there. And then, as I said earlier, I've got my light source. Okay, so here's my little light source. Okay, and at the moment, you can't really see this very well because it's not a bright enough light source. But at the moment, the light is going on there, and therefore, my light source is showing that it's clear and it's light because it's daytime in Britain. But over the course of 24 hours, Britain spins round to the other side. And when it's spun round to the other side, there's no light going on it. So when it's over this side now, what will it be? Well done, it's night. Yeah, it's nighttime. And it's nighttime because there's no light, because it's not facing the sun. So at nighttime, the light from the sun is hitting the other side of the globe. The light from the sun is hitting the other side of the globe. And the side that we're on in Britain is over here, away from that light source. So that light source is the sun. And what we need to have is light for it to be daytime. Okay. starts at night, then the next morning it comes round. Gradually, we see the sun getting back onto Britain again. Okay. So 24 hours. It takes 24 hours for the world to spin round on its axis. Okay. 24 hours, so 1 day for it to spin all the way around. And the side of the world that's facing the sun is the one that was daytime. Okay. So there's always somewhere where it's daytime, even if it's nighttime where we are. Okay. But it's nighttime when it's facing away. Now, and it's always changing. We don't have a freeze button. You know, on your TV, you might have a freeze button. You don't have a freeze button for the world. Nobody can stop it. Okay, it's always turning just a little bit, always turning just a little bit, and eventually it will come around and it'll be night again, and it'll be day again. That's where we have a look at. If you've got an orange, try and do that with yours, and maybe try and get a powerful light. I'll try it with my other light here. So I've got my other light source, which is my phone. And if I put my light source, I don't know if that's working any better. Yeah, that works a little bit better, doesn't it? So you can see. There it's the daytime. And then Britain's turning away from the light source. And now you can see it's dark in Britain now because of the fact it's away from the light source. It doesn't really work as a video feature, but fundamentally have a go at doing that and maybe send. I know Ange sent me a lovely video of him looking for his teddy in his box, which is great. Could you send me a little video of seeing how you've got on with the world rotating on its axis and how the light from the sun doesn't get to all parts of it all times due to the fact that the one side of it is not facing that light source. Now, because we're spinning, we don't all get the same amount of sun, even when we're on the side of the sun on that rotation. So at dawn, there's not as much access to the sun. If we think about our spinning globe, so this is Britain, and over here, now we've got no light. Now, when Britain comes round and starts now to be on the side, so Britain's just here now, starting to be on the side of the light, it won't get all of the light yet because of the fact that the sun is still what we call rising. And it doesn't mean that the sun's moving. It just means that our perception of the sun is changing based on where we are on the rotation. Okay, and that's called dawn. When we start our day, it's called dawn. Okay, it looks as though the sun's moving across the sky. So that's when we talk about the sun moving across the sky. It looks like that, but the sun isn't actually moving. We're moving. It's because we're turning, and therefore, as we turn around, we start seeing more and more of the sun, and then less and less as we turn away from it. Okay, less and less. So if you think about it really simply, if I look at you from over here, I can't see much of you. I turn around, I turn around, I turn around. I can see lots of Imogen now. I can see lots of Leah now. Lots and lots of Dominic now. Lots of Tavon now. There's Ruben. Can't see much of Chloe now. Can't see anybody now at all. Okay. So as you turn, it's the same idea as what's happening to the rotating Earth, that it's seeing less and less of the sun as it goes through the day. Okay. And that time of day where there's less and less light is called dusk. So our day starts with dawn and ends with dusk. And once we've turned away completely and it's nighttime, and then we can no longer see any element of the light. Again, that's beyond dusk. That's after dusk. Right, guys. If I was thinking about this, then if I was thinking about dawn, I think the definition is the first appearance of light in the sky before sunrise. So just before the sun pops up in the sky, that little bit of light. That's dawn. Okay, just a little bit of light. And I can see dawn linked, doesn't it, as a word? It dawned on me. So when you understand something, it dawns on you. And you go, "Ooh, I know that now. It's dawned on me." Okay. And an image of dawn, I was trying to find a really lovely picture, and the best one I could find was this, because it's one that I won't see for a while, and not many of us will see in the centre of Birmingham. But here we can see elements of the centre of Birmingham as the sun's starting to creep up into the sky, and our rotation on that axis is such that we're now hitting that light source, and the elements of Birmingham are getting some light in the dawn vision. Synonyms then, words which mean the same as dawn, might be beginning. So the dawn of something is the beginning of it. We might say that the start of something, the emergence of something are synonyms. Antonyms then, words which are the opposite in meaning. Sunset, okay, dusk, keep that in your head, and twilight. These are all words which mean the opposite to dawn. And then to use it in a sentence, if I wake up before dawn, I know I'll be tired but happy. Why will I be happy? well, I'll be happy because I will have seen dawn. And I also like hearing the birds and having a look at the birds in the morning. So I'll be happy for two reasons, but I will be tired. Okay, so I might be a bit grumpy just before dusk. Okay, we'll see if I make it all the way to dusk. So that's how we use our vocabulary tool. What I'd like you to do is fill one of these in for dusk. Have a go at thinking back to what we did for our dawn one, okay, and think about how you could fill one of these in for dusk. I'd love a lovely picture of dusk, and I'd love you to think about if it's an antonym of dawn, then will it be a synonym of dusk? See if you can use that. I really look forward to seeing how you've had a go at one of those, guys. As well as that, then, and there we are with the antonyms for dusk. So those antonyms for dawn, they're going to be synonyms for dusk. Okay. We're going to progress now how we can understand what the difference is between day and night. Okay, so looking at this picture, look at it, think about it. Is it day or night? Shout out 3, 2, 1. Well done. Okay, Maggie shouted really loud that it's day. How do you know, Maggie? Lovely job. You know, because it's sun in the sky, isn't it? Okay, and that gives us the light, doesn't it? The sun in the sky gives us the light, and therefore we know if it's day or night. Okay, how about here? 3, 2, 1. Well done, Victor. You're not sure? I know what you mean, actually. It's a funny one, this picture, isn't it? Because it's not clear if it's day or night. And the reason it's not clear is you can't see the sun, but you can see some things. Now, what happens here is there's some clouds, aren't there, Victor? And if it's really thick cloud, it doesn't mean it's changed the time. What it does mean is the amount of light might be different. In the olden times, so way before even I was born, people didn't have any artificial light, and therefore if it was a super cloudy day they'd be a bit stuck, they wouldn't be able to do their work, but therefore people developed ways of producing light that weren't completely centered on the sun, so things such as candles and eventually now our torches and our phones and our other lights within our houses and our buildings. Okay. However, even when it's cloudy, the sun, some of the sunlight does come through, which allows us to see, even when it's really, really cloudy. It's just tricky for some of those jobs where you need to look really carefully. How about now? What do we think? Yeah, well, nice. Yeah, this one is night, and we can see it's night. Why can we see it's night? We've got a little hedgehoggy friend over here asking how we can see it's night. We can see it's night because of all the light on the ground. So those artificial lights, so those are man-made lights or human-made lights. They're ones that if we turned them all off, we wouldn't see anything. They're not ones that happen because of nature. They're not ones that happen from reflections from the sun. They're ones that happen because of batteries or electrical flat powers. Okay, we can only see them because they've got a dark background to be illuminating against. The sun, then, we've said it's a star. It's a really, really bright star. Something that we need to be careful of because it's really interesting, the sun. It's really magical. However, it's really so powerful that we mustn't ever look at it. Okay. If we look at it directly, it can hurt our eyes really badly. So we mustn't ever look at it. Okay. 3 ways we can protect our eyes from it. Okay. 3 ways. Any ideas? Shout out. Well done if you got not to look directly. Really important. Even if people are talking about the sun and you're interested in it, see if you can find a picture online. Don't look at it directly because you can hurt your eyes. If you do go outside when it's really sunny or just on a hot day generally, sunglasses are good. It's not just so that you can read, it's so that the rays from the sun don't damage your eyes. And also, hats work as well. Okay, that's not a very good hat, is it? But you get the idea. Hats and glasses are really useful to keep your eyes safe and allow you to read, to look at when you're outside. If we've got Molly here and she was having a birthday party, she's going to have a picnic. Sounds great. I'm coming. Cake. And then they're going to have fireworks. Okay, so it's going to be in summer, so it'll be nice and sunny. Look at her. She's all excited. How do you think her party's going? What? You don't think it will be very good? Why not? There's cake. What's wrong with this party? It sounds fantastic. Miss Ashford's keen to go. Mrs. Hand wants to go. There's cake. Oh,